I'm now going to hand over the mic to Cadet Aaron Shelton to speak of our POW service ceremony.
Thank you, Mayor. As you enter the banquet hall this evening, you may have noticed a small table and a place of honor. It is set for one. This table is our way of symbolizing the fact that the members of our profession of arms are missing in our midst. They are commonly called POWs or MIAs. We call them brothers. They are to be with us this evening, and so we remember them. This table for one is small, symbolizing the frailty of the prisoner alone against his oppressors. Remember. The tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their intentions upon their countries called arms. Remember. He single-red rose displayed in the base reminds us of the families and loved ones of our comrades in arms who keep us in faith of waiting their return. Remember, the yellow ribbon tied so promptly to the base is a remnant of the yellow ribbon worn upon the white-worn breasts of thousands who bear witness to their unyielding determination to command a proper account of our missing. Remember, the candle is lit, symbolizing the upward reach of their unconquerable spirit. Remember, a slice of lemon is on the bread plate to remind us of their bitter fate. Remember, there is salt upon the bread plate, symbolic to their families' tears as they wait. Remember, the glasses are burdened. They cannot touch with us tonight. Remember, the chair. The chair is empty. They are not here. Remember, all of you who have served with them, call them comrades, who depend upon their might and aid and rely upon them, for surely they have not forsaken you. Remember, until the day they come home. Remember. Thank you, everyone, for returning the mic to Ms. Destiny Love.
Okay, first off, I want to say welcome to our 8th annual JROTC Military Ball. My name is Cadet Colonel Destiny Love, and it is an honor and a privilege to see each and every cadet and their guests here at the JROTC Military Ball. I would like to start off by saying that it has been a great experience to lead you all, and I hope to see you all again next year. To families of the cadets, your dedication to the program is just as important as any other cadet. We thank you for providing transportation to support these cadets. Without you, we would have not such outstanding cadets that we do today. I would also like to take this time to recognize our special guest, Lieutenant Colonel Mike Warren and his wife, Mr. Jeff Frost, Principal, and his wife, Mrs. Hartman and her husband, Sergeant McQueen and his wife. I would like to also thank them for their continuous support to our program. And without further ado, I'm going to welcome the mic to Mr. Jeff Frost.
On behalf of the faculty and staff of Knox Central High School, I want to welcome all of you our parents, our students, our cadets, friends of the program, the faculty and staff gathered here. One of the highlights every year for me is the military banquet. It's an honor to be here, to be part of it. And this year especially, I want to thank the JROTC program for inviting me to share a few words. And it's a humbling and an honor to have this opportunity to share today. I think we have the finest staff of leaders in the sense of Colonel Shackelford and Sergeant Major Henry, Drill Sergeant Parsons, do an excellent job. And I don't think there's probably a program around with as much experience and knowledge and know-how and service to our country as these three bring to the Knox Central JROTC program. I'd like to give them a round of applause at this time. In addition to that, this year, if you see on your program there, Knox Central, at the bottom, it says, Honor Unit with Distinction. That is an incredible feat that they accomplished this year. They were under review and their program was evaluated, and they did an outstanding job. One of the highest probably all throughout the state, being recognized as an honor unit with distinction. So I think we need to give them, but at the same time, all of the cadets who made this happen, a round of applause too. Congratulations. Tonight I want to take just a minute to talk a little bit about leadership, because I think that epitomizes what the JROTC program is. And I heard this quote recently from Louis Grizzard. It says, life is like a dog sled team. If you ain't the lead dog, the scenery never changes. Think about that. One of the reasons that I think so highly of the JROTC program is it epitomizes leadership. It doesn't just talk about it or a lesson in class, but they also live it out day in and day out, from everything to presenting the colors to organizing the banquet for tonight. The students take a huge part in that to make that happen. It's about leadership, and I respect that so much. And that is a huge focus of all of Knox Central High School. And the reason it's so important to me is because our society is desperate for leaders. I think most people would agree with that, whether you look in business and the corruption, or government and the situations in government. No matter where you look, people are hungry and thirsty for leadership. So with that said, what is leadership? What is leadership when we use that term? John Maxwell has phrased it that it's everything that rises and falls is leadership. Stephen Covey, one of them we worked from through the 7 Habits, refers to leadership as a choice, not a position. You choose day in and day out whether you're a leader or not. He also has another quote describing leadership. He says, leadership is communicating people's worth and potentials so clearly that they can see it for themselves. In other words, you're influential as a leader. What is leadership in your mind? I think part of the problem we have trouble defining what leadership is we have so many Clark Kents and Supermans in the world. If you remember the movie Superman, of course Superman was had the cape and the tights and the big S on his shirt, and his hair was greased back and looking so rough and tough and strong and able to take on the world. But when he went to work, he had his glasses on, his little tie on, and he was mild-mannered and just calm and quiet. Oftentimes, we find ourselves looking at leaders from those perspectives. They look good in one place or one situation, but because of the lack of integrity or honor or loyalty, they sometimes aren't as faithful in other areas. For example, when we put the uniform on and we come to school, we demonstrate ourselves so respectful. Talk to our teachers respectfully. We talk to our drill sergeant and all of our leaders with respect, and also to the other cadets, we talk with respect. Do we give that same respect when we go home and take that uniform off? Do we show that same honor to our parents, to our grandparents, to our siblings when we go home and pull off the uniform? Or do we put back on the glasses like Clark Kent? What do? I think that's sometimes the reason leadership is so hard to define. And what constitutes a strong leader? But a leader shows honor and shows respect everywhere they are. Even when they're driving down the road and someone cuts them off, they handle it in the appropriate way. There's an analogy I'd like to share with you. I want you to think just for a minute of a tree growing outside. And a healthy tree has all sorts of branches and leaves as they start to bud and bloom as they are right now. And a tree grows high and strong. And so if you take your left hand and just hold it up, wiggle your fingers just a little bit, picture that as the branches, as the tree. That's kind of the Superman part of who we are as a leader. That's what everybody sees. That's when we show up in our uniform with a smile on our face and we present ourselves to our other leaders and we show respect and we do those things we're supposed to and we support one another and we help one another out. But there's another part to the tree. Oftentimes some people who try to be a leader in this way, and that's all there is. Can you imagine what happens when the challenges of life come by? There's not much roots there, are there? So the winds of life, the hardships of life, the challenges of life come, and what happens to that tree without many roots? It blows right over, doesn't it? That's exactly right. A lot of times our Superman leaders come flying in and going to fix everything, only to soon thereafter blow away into the sunset. A successful, strong tree needs a root system that goes deep. Take your right hand and take your fingers and turn them down. You need a root system that goes deep. That's more of the Clark Kent times in our life. When we're by ourselves and we're reading and we're studying and we're learning and we're growing. There's nothing flashy or fun about it. But to be successful on this end, we have to have roots that go way deep. So if we want to be successful leaders, in uniform, out of uniform, serving our country, serving our school, or in whatever capacity we want to, we have to be a healthy tree. So take your left hand up and your right hand down, and this is what we want to look like. We want to thrive. We want to thrive and be successful. and have strong outer character, but also a strong inner core of integrity. That's what leadership's about. When we talk about the 7 habits, like we talk about so often here at Knox Central, habits 1, 2, and 3 are those roots that run deep. Being proactive, beginning with the end in mind, putting first things first. Those are the behaviors that are helping us to plan and to learn and to grow and to take care of business behind the scenes. Then we start branching out. We start working with other people. We start working with other cadets. We start modeling this behavior with our teachers, and the teachers modeling it with us. And then we go into habits 4, 5, and 6. Thinking win-win. Seeking first to understand, then be understood. And then synergizing, where your idea and my idea coming together is much better than just my idea. That's synergizing. And then, of course, that's all wrapped around with sharpening the saw, keeping our life in balance, personally, professionally, and taking care of business the way we're supposed to. It's hard to grow in this way. For me personally, I had outstanding parents. I had great parents who supported me and who modeled kind of habits 1, 2, and 3, the inside stuff, the stuff behind the scenes of showing integrity and doing the right thing and doing what you're supposed to. But they weren't out on the forefront. They didn't do a lot of conversation. They didn't go out and they didn't take on a lot of leadership roles and model that. So I had to look for that elsewhere. Some of you may be that way. You may have parents who model leadership in a way that's wonderful. Some of you may have to look for it in other places, be it school or a youth leader. It's hard to find it all in one place. But you know what, as I bring this to an end, as I'm thinking, the reality is our world doesn't really need any more Supermans or Superwomen. But what our world really needs are young people who are living the creed of the JROTC Cadets. And to bring this to an end, I'd like to ask all of the cadets to stand. I know we did this once already. Let's recite that creed one more time. And parents, guests, visitors, it's on the back of the program. So if you can't hear them, you can read it on the program here. But let's hear our cadets as they demonstrate through the ROTC creed what leadership is all about.
Cadets, at ease. I
I'm honored to be your ROTC cadet. I'll always conduct myself for your credit to my family, country, school, and board of cadets. I am one of patriotic, and I teach you the United States of America. I do not lie to you and still always be accountable for my actions and deeds. I always practice citizenship and patriotism. I will work hard to improve my mind and strengthen my body. I will seek the mental leadership and stand prepared to uphold the Constitution of America and my life. God grant your strength always to all true.
As you are.
Thank you very much. Let's give them a round of applause. Doesn't the future look bright? We have so much opportunity with outstanding leaders that are growing into even better leaders that will lead us into the future. That's exciting. It's very exciting. Again, I want to thank everybody for this opportunity to share. One of the privileges I have also at this time, I want to recognize the Principal Award and kind of get the awards section of the program started. And the Principal Award for this year goes to Cadet Colonel Destiny Love. give Destiny a round of applause. Again, thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate the leadership of the adult leadership of the JROTC program, and I deeply cherish and appreciate the students and the cadets' work that they do here at Knox Central High School and beyond Knox Central High School. You are an asset to Knox Central High School. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mr. Frost. If everybody would give Mr. Frost a hand of round of applause. Okay, and without further ado, I'm going to hand the mic over to Command Sergeant Major Keith Hembry. We're going to continue on with our award ceremony.
All right, we'd like to start off the evening with some awards from one of our distinguished guests, Colonel Warren. He brings to us tonight 3 awards. And the first one, yes, sir. He has the Sons of the American Revolution Award. He also has a George Washington Medal. And new this year is an award we're giving in honor of a gentleman who's done a lot for this school and actually this county. He's not here with us tonight, but his name is Mr. Don Root. He actually is head of the backpack food program at Flat Lake. And if you look around the school, all these pictures hanging on the wall of the Revolutionary War, that's due to him. The statue that you pass by as you come in this evening of George Washington, that was due to him. So he's been a big part of this. So Mr. Colonel Warren is going to be presenting that tonight for him. The first award we have is the Sons of the American Revolution Award, and the awardee for that this year is Cadet Captain Nathan Carnes.
Thank you, Sergeant Major. It says the National Society of the Sons of the American Revolution, Nathan Carnes has been awarded the Bronze ROTC Medal in recognition of outstanding leadership qualities, military bearing, and excellence, thus amplifying the high ideas and principles which motivated and sustained our patriot ancestors. So, on behalf of the Captain Charles Gatlin chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution, I'm very honored to give you this bronze, or to pin this bronze ROTC medal.
Next award is a George Washington limited edition coin that is presented for outstanding leadership, normally of a younger elect one leader. And this year, this award is being given to Cadet Richie Owen. And the recipient of the first Don Root Award of Leadership goes to Cadet Aaron Shelton.
Just want to say something real fast. This coin is the first American coin with the authentic 1790 signature of George Washington. So it's with the utmost pleasure that I give you this.
Thank you, Colonel Warren. And before we go any deeper into the evening, I would like to pause 1 second and recognize any current or former retired or veteran members of the military that may be with us tonight. Would you please stand? Would everyone give me Thank you very much. Continuing on with our awards, the first award we have to give is one that we kind of prioritize. It's called the Tony Lee Gibbs Award. We named this award for a former cadet of ours. He was a very hard worker. Some years he can be with us, some years he can't. And along the way, the time he was with us, he demonstrated very, very hard work, very hard dedication. And the way we wanted to recognize that is by naming an award after him. This year, the awardee for this is Cadet Colonel Cody Emory. Round those nerves. The next award is going to be presented to 2 cadets. We call this our Hard Charger Award. These are the cadets that will get out there, go after it, and you can be counted on to get things done. So our Hard Charger awardees for 2019 are Cadet Command Sergeant Major Cheyenne Valentine and Cadet Sergeant Carnes. I really enjoyed the examples that Mr. Cross give of leadership, and that's why this next award is very important. It's called the Lead the Way, and that's what we're trying to train people to do. And the recipient of this award is the one that, again, can be counted on to take charge of things, and not only see them through, but also possesses the character that people are willing to follow based on not only when he's wearing the Superman suit, and that is what the colonel calls the uniform, and also when he's Clark Kent. So this year's recipient is Cadet First Sergeant Nate Smith. The next award is what we call the Iron Mike. The Iron Mike Award is for cadets that demonstrate exceptional toughness and are able to overcome challenges, and that you can always be counted on in any weather to see you through. These 2 awardees, first one goes to Cadet First Sergeant Janine Asher. Somebody misspelled your name, sorry Asher. No excuses. And then Cadet Captain Nathan Carnes. Our Cadet Officers of the Year. All right, our Cadet Officers of the Year, Cadet Captain Summer Martin and Cadet Colonel Destiny Love. Our Cadet Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year, Cadet Staff Sergeant Holland. All right. And Cadet Sergeant Major Shane Valentine. All right. Our Cadet of the Year goes to Cadet Staff Sergeant Richie Omer and Cadet Captain Nathan Carnes. And this award, the presenter was not able to be here tonight, but it is the Scottish Rite Award, and that is presented to Cadet Captain Nathan Carnes. Before I turn the mic back over to Cadet Colonel Love, I do want to recognize our seniors. This is just my kind of shout out to you all. Cadet Lily Wagers, Shane Valentine, Dakota Hover, Yogi Embry, Maitland, Shanae, I can't say your name. Shady. I always call you last names anyway. Jacob Coslow and Christian Brown. A lot of these have been with us for the whole 4 years and have really been a lot of foundation this program's been built on. So now I'm going to turn it back over to you to finish out the awards.
Okay, so the first award that we're going to do is the Cadet Colonel Award, which is presented to our outgoing Corps Commander, which is Cadet Colonel Dakota Hembry. The next award is the XO Award, and it goes to the outgoing Corps XO, which is myself, Cadet Colonel Destiny Love. And the next award is the Command Sergeant Major Award, and it goes to our outgoing Command Sergeant Major, which is Cadet Command Sergeant Major John Valentine. So the next couple of awards that we're going to do is the staff appreciation. We appreciate all the hard-working staff members that we have. And the first one is going to the S1 Cadet Second Lieutenant Nate Hammonds. Along with that is the S2 Cadet Captain Devin Knuckles. Okay. The next one is the S3 Cadet Second Lieutenant Aaron Shelton. Our S4 Cadet Captain Shady Maitland. Our S5 Cadet Staff Sergeant Richie Omer. And our S7 Cadet Captain Nathan Carnes. Now we're going to be introducing our new upcoming S staff. Our new S1 for the 2019-2020 school year will be S1 Cadet Second Lieutenant Danny Brown, which I don't think she's here today. Our other S1, which is going to be new as more of a Jones officer, is Cadet Staff Sergeant Richie Omer. Our upcoming S2 will be Cadet Staff Sergeant Colson Holland. Our S3 was going to be Cadet Second Lieutenant Aaron Shelton. Our ACU supply S4 Cadet Sergeant Maura Carnes. Our blue supply S4 Cadet Sergeant Tori Vaughn. And our S5 Cadet Sergeant Dakota Berry. Moving on to our superior cadet, we have one for each LET level. Our LET 1 is going to be Cadet Captain Shady Maitland. Our LET 2 is Cadet Sergeant Major Michael Asher. Our LET 3 is Cadet Captain Dakota Hubbard. Our LET 4 is Cadet Colonel Dakota Hembry. The next one we're going to cover is the Reserve Officer Association Award. Our first award goes to Cadet First Sergeant Nate Smith. Our second award goes to Cadet Captain Nathan Carnes. to Drill Sergeant Parsons.
What a year we've had. Cadets have worked really hard, whether they wanted to or not. They've laughed, they've cried. And I want to thank the parents, guardians, mamas, papas, aunts, uncles, whoever that brings you children. Brings them to school at 4:30 in the morning sometime. Comes back at 11 o'clock at night, picks them up sometime. So with this is me talking about this. This first award this lady has hauled her daughter and her friends numerous miles. We do color guards all over. It's nothing for her to make 2 trips upstate, get Creek and the Corbin to the arena and back. She does it and never fusses. She's done a lot of the decorating here. She wasn't asked, she volunteered. She's hauled most of my color guards all over the state. So without any further ado, Ms. Jennifer Valentine, come on up. We do competitions all over. We have a pretty big area. I appreciate all parent support. But we have 2 parents that never ever missed anything that children have been able to do. I'd like to recognize them both as a couple. So Johnny Carnes and Willie Carnes, come on up. Looking at it, there's 90% of these uniforms have been altered one way or another by Miss Valerie. Miss Valerie does a lot for her program. She makes stuff, she fixes uniforms. And a lot of times I won't give her like 30 minutes notice, hey, we need this in about an hour. So Miss Valerie, come on up. I don't have certificates for them, but we appreciate them. From the sweet food and the soup greens and all that stuff, I thank you all for all you all done.
Colonel Shackelford, Cadet Colonel Love, Cadet Colonel Embry, please post. It is tradition with every year there is a passing. When old leadership goes, new leadership comes in. We mark this with a change of command ceremony. The flag representing the battalion is brought in by the outgoing command sergeant major, presented to the outgoing commander, to the higher commander, and then to the new commander. The new commander then passes the flag back to the new incoming command sergeant major for his safekeeping. Effective this day, Colonel Destiny Love is now assumes command of Panther Battalion. Your rank. We would like to thank Cadet Colonel Hembry. He's been with us since he was an 8th grader. Seems like he's always been around. And he has done a tremendous amount for this program. And he has really, truly made his mark. And of course, him being a Hembry, how could he not? That wasn't that loud, was it? But we're really proud of them. These cadets provide the leadership. We as instructors, we're bookends. We try to keep everything together. But the cadets run everything. And I just want to echo what Drill Sergeant said about you all, parents and you support staff. It couldn't be done without you all. So with that being said, this concludes the change of command ceremony.
I would like to say though, first of all, I don't like podiums, I don't like cameras, so I'm gonna get right over here and amongst us. I truly wish that you understood, and some here do understand, how important this is. There was a time in my life I didn't have a whole lot of hope for this. I went overseas a few times and I seen young people do incredible things. Things like that Superman would be afraid. That's why Superman wears this uniform. Superman's really brave because bullets don't kill him, rockets don't take his legs off. So he ain't afraid of nothing but kryptonite. But if there's kryptonite there, he won't go. But a soldier will go through a door knowing there's a bad guy in there that can kill him. But he goes in. It's incredible to see. Leadership is about sacrifice. It ain't about being the big guy on the block. And it ain't about being the boss. It's about taking care and loving the people that you serve. To a point that you would give your life. I've had the fortune and the misfortune of seeing that. So we need to understand that we're here today because someone has gave us that privilege. We weren't born with anything to have any price that looked different by someone else. So, the thing that you have to understand too, those who give even more than the soldiers are the families. They sacrifice more than a soldier ever does. And it's hard. It's so hard on soldiers that by the time this ends, there has been a soldier taking life by as long as we've been. Why? There's several reasons. The reasons can be a lot of situations. hard sometimes to come back to here because the world changes for you. I find myself wanting to go back to Afghanistan, to Iraq, and other places I've been. Trying to go get the guy, but he's not there. And he's not here. And it's really hard to understand that. But it's so difficult for soldiers to understand that at times that they don't want to try to understand it. They just soon sacrifice themselves. So I never thought that I'd have the opportunity to try to make the difference anymore. Being getting older, out of the military. This is the only shop that we've got sitting around us. If we don't do something with them, nobody else will. If we don't teach them to be responsible, nobody else will. If we don't treat them to be frank, beside being man, nobody else. I've started asking Cadet Love every day, have you been nice to somebody today? And what does that mean? You took your time to do something kind for somebody. There's a lot of people that have a whole lot more than just kindness, so that we can be here having this report. And in many forms and fashions, right now, as we sit here, there's somebody scared to death next to the button. There's somebody wondering if they'll get to see their dad again, their little boy, their grandma, their wife, or their friends again. Right now, there's 7 people that's worried about that. I'm worried about that too. And I'm so glad I got to come back and see it. But I know that right now, there's somebody sacrificing for me. So I owe it to them to try and be the best person that I can be. You owe it to them to try to be the best person that you can be. The reason I decided to be a soldier is I wanted to return what others had done for me in their past. Like I said, in this room. And there's plenty of people that's come to me and said, I appreciate what you've done, but let me tell you what's even greater is an American that gets up every day and goes to work and helps his country be a great country, supports his military, helps with the funding to make this a great country and a great America. It ain't going to do it on its own. If you've ever had any kind of history lesson in your life, great countries and great people, it's always died from within. They've not been conquered by someone else. The core of what they are is weak. We don't want to be that way. So what can we do? We're sitting in this room. You can say, what difference did these few make? As long as just forget about it. If we have that attitude, you know. When I was in Iraq, I was with Senator Lieberman, And he turned to me, and my call sign in Iraq was Shaq. Senator Lynn turned to me and goes, "What do you think, Shaq? We win this?" I said, "I don't know, sir. But if there's a country that can, we live in it. We have the soldiers that can. If anybody can, we can." I said, "Did you see, sir, that map was in Joe McChrystal's office, his top, was with the delegate." I said, "Did you see that map on the wall? All those little pin marks on it?" "Yeah, I did see that, Jack." I said, "That represented a known Al-Qaeda cell in every part of the world, 3 in Greenland." I said, "The way I look at it, it's a terrible thing, like a cancer. We got to either fight it or we're going to lay down and die. And we ain't the type that lays down and die. So we'll die trying or we'll beat it." And I said, "That's about all I got to say about that, sir." And he said, "I like that, Shaq." So, we ever give up, we ever quit trying, we let evil overtake us, and we don't have a chance. We'll ever continue to be a great country and a great America. It's up to everybody who sits in this room, not the one who wears the soldier's outfit, because we're nothing without you. If we don't have your back, then we're nothing. If we don't have your support, then we're nothing. Medgar Street, I had an insurgent look at me and said, "Your own people hate you. Why are you here? Your own politicians get up on Congress and talk about how evil you are." And he was right. What did I say? What do you do about that? You just keep on doing the right thing. Trying to defeat evil will never run. Or a way of life will never run. You like the things you have, the abilities and freedoms you have. So either you fight for them as being a great citizen, which is what this program is about, to make you a better citizen, not necessarily a soldier. If some of you here become soldiers, great. If none of you do, I don't care. You become great citizens and make great soldiers. They got to have great citizens behind them. So, it makes me very proud of the cadets that's in this room. I've worked with a lot of people, a lot of agencies, the Secret Service, the CIA, the DEA, a lot of those 311 people. And there's actual cadets in this room that's just as professional and just as impressive than those people all over there. And it just wasn't true on myself. The one thing I will not do is lie, especially to the dead. There's never a good time or a right time to do that. There's times that you want to, and I've seen some of those, but always tell the truth. You never have to pretend. Always try to do something good today. Go through every day and try to do something unselfish for someone today. Not for yourself. A leader is a slave to politics. Not everybody's a master. If you're a leader, you're a slave to all the people that you have. You'll sacrifice your time, which means more than anything to most people. Not money. It's easy to get money. Give your time to somebody. Show them that you care. Let your cadets know that they matter. Brag them. Tell them about it. When they mess up, go to them and say, how can I help you? What can I do for you? Don't always criticize. Be the leadership. Character. Not being a dictator. One of the biggest things we've got to overcome is on our side. Everybody wants to be a dictator. Kind of like the preacher saying, that we need it. And the people that serve one another, be good to one another, ain't worth it. I've seen men die for that reason. So I hope it's worth it to everybody. Because it matters to me. Because I still see them. I dream about it. Sometimes they wake me up in the middle of the night. And it doesn't scare me. It just wakes me up. To have someone who sacrificed everything in their life, the daddy, the husband, they got everything to do. To holler out after the night reminds me why we need good soldiers, good citizens. That is all I've got to say.
I have to keep you off caffeine, sir. We think I'm really blessed to work with the people I do. So I thank God for them every day and for the leadership and staff here at Knox Central and for the cadets. That being said, this year, of course, something we've made a big deal about, and rightfully so. As Mr. Frost said, this year with our inspection, we became a Gold Star unit. What that means is honor unit with distinction. Every 3 years, all JROTC programs have to go through an accreditation, an inspection process. And there's 3 levels. You either don't pass it, which means you're in a lot of trouble, or you just pass it, or you pass it with distinction. So this year, our program reached that distinction. And so thus, every cadet for the next 3 years is entitled to wear the Gold Star of Honor on their dress or Class B uniforms. And freshmen, that means that the pressure's on you that when the next time we get inspected, to keep that Gold Star, you're going to have to do the same thing that the cadets before you've done. And I'm sure you will. Now, before I forget, in the media center, which is right across the hall, Mr. Phillip over here is going to be doing photographs, and they're really good at it. They're able to put these fancy backgrounds on the back, like you see my ugly face in on some of these screens, but they can do that for you if you like. But let me emphasize, If you are a student, you have no business in any other part of this school. You know the restrooms to use. You can go from that door over to the media center and back. So we want everybody to have a good time, but good times have limits. So that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Cadet Colonel Love to close out this part.
So I just have a few words I would like to say before we conclude the award ceremony tonight. Throughout my time in the program, I have never experienced the type of bond that we all share here. Not only has this impacted my attitude, but this has also left a never-ending memory of the true meaning of family. When I entered the JROTC program, I came with nothing to offer, and the only thing that I had was my willingness to learn. And to try to grow out of my shell, this program has taught me so much that I can take throughout my life. Once you find your niche in the program, you will succeed, just as the others before you have. As the upcoming Corps Commander, I would like to continue the leadership excellence as the same as the previous Corps Commanders before me. The senior class has played a pivotal role throughout their years, and I am saddened to see them leave. But I also wish them nothing but the best in whatever they choose to do throughout life. I'd also like to take a moment to thank the senior Army instructor, the Army instructors, Lieutenant Colonel Richard Shackelford, Sergeant Major Keith Embry, and Sergeant First Class Tony Parsons for their support. They are here to guide us when we are all in need, and they allow us to be better citizens by always setting the example correctly. So let's all give them a round of applause. Is there anything that you all would like to say before I conclude the award ceremony? I'm going to pass the mic over to Cadet Turtle, Dakota Embry.
Thank you each and every one for coming out and enjoying our ceremony this evening. It's been great to have your company. At this point on, the award ceremony is concluded. I need to see